In the previous videos, we had discussed with what is management information system and what are the various types of information systems and characteristics of MIS, and after that we had discussed with data resource management, and after that we had discussed with what is system development life cycle and what are the various types of enterprise systems that are there. After all these, you have to know how to give security and how to maintain control over the information system. So in this video, we are going to discuss about how to provide security to your information system. In the sense, what are the various measures that you have to take in order to maintain your information system in a proper manner, and what are the threats that you can come across while you are dealing with your information systems. So let's come to the first one, that is IS security threats. It's nothing but information system security threats. It means what are the sources or which sources will throw you security issues. And in that, the first one is because of human errors. So if you done any mistake related to the program, or if you by chance if you had sent some data to the strangers, that will lead to a security threats to the that acts as a security threat to the organization. And because of human failure also, the information system will keep in a danger manner. And second one is manipulation of system or data. It means if you keep on changing the data that exists in the system, it will also lead to missing of data. So if the data is missed and the data is not managed properly, then the information system no longer works properly. Third one, theft of data or system. So generally there are two things that you have to remind in case of theft of data. It's nothing but hacking and phishing. It means, so hacking is nothing but someone is trying to steal your data. Phishing is nothing but someone is trying to grasp your personal information. So in these two cases, the theft of data will happen. And next scenario, destruction from virus. So for this, the best example is if you open any website, it asks for some if you want to see this data, you have to accept the cookies. If you accept the cookies with the useful information, some virus also will enter to your information system. So once that virus enters your system, it completely crashes the mechanism that is followed in your system. So what happened? Virus enter into the system in the sense, some of the files may gone missing and some files may be corrupted. So these are all the cases that happens when the system is destructed from virus. So some of the viruses and malwares are worms, Trojan horse and logic bombs. These are the popular viruses that you can see in the internet. And next one, because of technical failure and error of systems. So suddenly, if the system is facing any technical issues related to the production, related to any functionalities of the organization, or maybe due to the errors in the system, all these will cause to the security concerns. And next one, and the most prominent one, which is not in the hands of a human, that is nothing but natural disasters. So because of earthquake, because of floods, because of rain, because of any natural calamities, so there is a chance of losing your information system. So all these are the general threats to information system. Okay, and next one, so how to protect your information system. So in the previous slide, we had gone across what are the IS security threats. Now we will come across, so what are the various strategies that we have to follow in order to protect the information system in the organization. The first one, preventive strategy. Preventive strategy is nothing but, so denying access to the strangers or unauthorized persons. So if you feel some person is not belongs to the company, so you can automatically deny access to such persons. And unauthorized users also you can deny the access. And second one, detection strategy. It means detection strategy is nothing but putting some special software like diagnostic software. So if any threats are there to the system, that diagnostic software can easily find out that threats and it will alert the system analyst. Third one, minimum losses strategy. So in this, we are going to build up some fault tolerant system in the information system. It identifies what are the operations to be performed and what are the operations that not to be performed in the system. So it will decide. And next one, recovery strategy. So recovery strategy in a sense, so it relies on one strategy. It's nothing but going for replacing rather than repairing. So if some natural calamities happens, you have to repair the system. So that's not possible, and there is no scope for taking all the data back. So getting all the data back. So in such case, you can keep that as a backup procedure, and you can replace that with as of the official's need. And next one, corrective action strategy. So whatever the damages that are happened to the system, that should be rectified immediately. So then only the system can be maintained in a longer time. So these are all the information system protection strategies that are followed in the organization. First one is preventive strategy, second one detective strategy, and minimum losses strategy, recovery strategy, and corrective action strategy. So next one, so in order to protect the information system, you have to go for some setting changes in your information system. Those are called as information system controls. So here in information system controls, you have 5 control levels. First one is physical control, which means it is completely related to the system. Second one, technical. So if you want to if you want to give access to few persons, and if you want to deny access to few persons, and if you want to maintain any data confidential, all those should be set under technical control. So in this technical control, again we have 3 controls. First one is access control. It's nothing but to whom I can give the access, to whom I can deny the access. Data security. It means in order to provide in order to keep the data in a secure manner, what are the measures that the system has to take. And communication control. So to whom, what are the channels and what are the networks that I can allow in order to communicate with different entities. All these are decided under technical control. Administrative control. So administrative control is also somewhat like what are the things that we can do in the information system and what are not to be done in the system. That are all clearly mentioned in administrative control. And general controls, so how are the general settings of the information system should be made, and how the system to be performed. All these are under general controls. Next, application controls. It means where the information system can be used. It means for what purpose it can be used, and what are the things that you can allow in case of information system. All those are included in application controls. And coming to the information system security technologies. So up to now we had discussed with what exactly the information system security is about, and what are the threats to information system security. And next we had discussed with information system protection strategies, and next we had discussed with information system controls, and next one is IS security technologies. So here we have 5 main technologies that are used for providing security to the information system. So in that, the first one is firewall, second one is proxy server, third one is authentication and data encryption, fourth one digital signature, and fifth one is digital certificate. So come to the first one, that is firewall. So firewall is nothing but a network security device that monitors incoming and outgoing network traffic and decide whether to allow or block specific traffic based on the defined set of security rules. So a firewall is nothing but, so it allows and it decides what are the messages and what are the things that should be allowed to the system and that should not be allowed to the system. So it's completely based on the firewall only, and the firewall is one which decides on what to allow and what not to allow based on the security rules. So if you go for firewall, so completely monitors and controls the traffic of the system. Okay, so in order to control the traffic, it follows 3 filtering mechanisms. In that, first one is packet filtering, second one is proxy, third one is stateful inspection. So going for packet filtering, so packet filtering is nothing but whatever the information that comes to the system, it is divided into parts, and each part is checked by the firewall. If it finds it is suitable and it is not harmful to the system, then only it will allows. Second one, proxy. Proxy is nothing but a dedicated computer which appears to be recipient and the responder. It means any IP address related to the system should be verified by the proxy server. If proxy server is there, then only the internet connection will work, otherwise it won't work. So in order to check all the data whether it is correct or not, for the firewall, the proxy server is necessary. And next one, that is stateful inspection. So stateful inspection is nothing but it checks all the active and passive connections related to the system. It means what are the different nodes that are connected to the system and what are inactive nodes to the system. All these are controlled and checked by the stateful inspection only. Again, these connections are monitored by the firewall. So that's why it is also known as dynamic. Dynamic is nothing but changing, which means from time to time it changes. So that's why the stateful inspection is also known as dynamic packet filtering. Okay, what are the rules that you have to follow in case of a firewall? So first one is IP address. It's nothing but so if any suspicious IP address is found, so that should be blocked immediately by the firewall. And second one, domain name. So domain names also, it permits only the specified domain names like .edu, .gov, .mil or .ac.in. So like this. So any only secure domain names are all only allowed by the firewall. And third one, protocols. So here also it access only few protocols related to the internet. Those are SMTP, IP Internet Protocol, ICMP, File Transfer Protocol, UDP, Telnet and SNMP. So these are all the various protocols that are to be checked by the firewall. After that it will go for ports. So in ports, so if the firewall suspects any port that is hacked or that is malicious, that is corrupted by some other person, so then it will finally denies access to that port and immediately disconnects the ports towards the system. So who disconnects the system? So that is taken care by the firewall only. And last one, keyword. A firewall can check on the flow of the data to determine if it matches keywords used to block any unwanted information flowing. So based on the keywords also, the firewall blocks the unwanted information to the system. So these are all the general rules which are followed in case of a firewall. So first one, any suspicious IP address is there, it should be blocked, and domain names only specified domain names are allowed by the firewall. Protocols also, access level protocols are verified, and ports also, any malicious or any hacking related ports are there, those are immediately disconnected, and checking of keywords. So these are all done by the firewall. So this is the way how the firewall will work. So this is the external network and this is the internal network. This is the flow. So this is the traffic allowed. So any suspicious messages are there. So here you can see the suspicious messages are indicated in red line. Only the trusted and secured messages are in blue. So this is the way of traffic allowing. Okay, so we discussed about firewall. So next one is proxy server. So what is proxy server? So proxy server is simply a computer that sits between the client computer and the internet. So if you find any computer between the client and the internet, it's nothing but the proxy server. So what is the duty of the proxy server in the information in the system? It provides indirect network services to the system or client. Okay, and so not only that, it checks and intercepts all the client requests and provide responses to that request based on the cache. Cache is nothing but a memory which stores all the requests. So from that it forwards to the real server. So this is the way how the proxy server will work. So normally a client computer should be connected to the proxy server. So from the proxy server it acknowledges the client request by providing the source, and next it will goes on to the local cache memory. So once it reaches the local cache memory, from there it searches the data and it will gives to the client. So this is it gives to the server. So this is how the proxy server will work. So you can see here, so this is a school PC and this is a proxy server, this is a Facebook server, and this is the internet, and this is the firewall. So look here, some suspicious messages are there. So that are blocked by the firewall here. So only the correct messages or correct data is allowed through the internet to the proxy server. So once the proxy server verifies and it finds it authenticated, next it allows to the Facebook server. So like this, here the entire messages reaches to the client to the server. So here who is the client? Client is the school PC, this is the proxy server, and this is the server. Okay, so this is how the role of firewall and proxy server is there in protecting the information system. Okay, proxy server is simply a computer which sits between the client and the server. You can see, so the proxy server is in between the school PC and the Facebook server. So from here it will goes on school PC, it requests for some data. So that is again checked by the proxy server, and that request is sent to the Facebook server. So from that it fetches in the local cache memory, and from here the data is again goes to the client server. So this is the way how the proxy server will act. Next one, encryption. So it's nothing but data authentication and encryption. So data authentication is nothing but whatever the data that is coming to the information system is correct or not, is authenticable or not, is checked by following some criteria. So in such case we follow few technologies. Those are encryption, decryption, digital signatures and digital certificates. So if you come to the encryption part, encryption is nothing but the process of coding a message or information in such a way that only authorized parties can understand it. So in simple words you can say that converting a normal text to a secret text is nothing but encryption. Okay, again in this encryption we have another form, that is decryption. Decryption is nothing but conversion of secret text to normal text. So here in case of this information system, so it follows encryption process. It means it converts the message in such a criteria only authorized persons can read it. So that is the main duty of encryption in case of information system technologies. So coming to the digital signatures. So digital signatures are purely used to check the authenticity of a person. So how it sends the how it checks the authenticity of a person in the sense, so based on his signature, based on his identity, based on the details provided by the sender, by checking all these we can confirm this is the authenticated message and this came from so and so person, like that. simply digital signatures are used to authenticate the identity of the sender of a message and also guarantees that this message is sent by this person only. So in order to confirm such scenarios, we will use the digital signatures. Next one, digital certificate. So digital certificate is nothing but an electronic document which is attached to the message. What is the main role of this digital certificate in the message? In the sense, it confirms and it certifies this message is only from this sender, because these are the details of his or her. So by seeing that, you can claim that this is an authenticated one and this format is correct. So here the question is, who issues the certificate? Certificate authority. It's nothing but CA. Certificate authority is the agency which provides the digital certificates. And what is the information that includes in the digital certificate in a sense? So sender's name, his serial number, expiry date, and a copy of the certificate holder's public key, and along with the digital signature of the certificate authority are generally there in the digital certificate. So these are all the particulars which are there in the digital certificate. So if all these information is correct, then you can say that the digital certificate is correct. Otherwise, it's not correct. Okay. So this is about the information system security threats and how to protect the information system and information system security technologies. So in the next video, we will discuss about DRP. It's nothing but disaster recovery plan.